No, this is absolutely fucking wonderful. So, it's showtime. Anyway, so what we're going to talk about today on this beautiful Sunday, I don't know what day it is, where you all are at, but it's Sunday over here. And one of my favorite phrases is 6 ways to Sunday. So we're just going to roll with it. So let's talk about what the topic of this chat is. And the topic of this chat, which will probably segue into other areas of experience, but the topic of this chat is the other person is you. Because so many of you, Shelly, what is up? Welcome, girl. What is up, everyone? Treshala, hey, what is up, girl? Woo! Thank you all for joining. So, I shared an invite. You were just listening to me on YouTube. Whoa, I love it. I'm glad you're enjoying the YouTube content. Hey. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So, you know what we're doing? We're starting off with a sermon, and this is going to be about the other motherfucker, okay? Because the other motherfucker is you. And I do want to clarify that, we are now not referring to this individual as someone who is outside of you, who you need to change. It's just you changing your perception of them. Okay. So whoever this individual is, you're going to start to frame them the way that you want them to be rather than how they have shown up for you in the past. Okay. You're just going to start today, and you can start in any moment in time because the only moment is now. So you can rewrite the script about this individual right now. This is not necessarily for a romantical type of relationship, though when motherfuckers in the manifestation community talk about it, it's usually about someone they want to smash, but this could be a friend, a relative, a neighbor, a co-worker. It don't matter who this motherfucker is, okay? They are you. So the first thing that I want you to ask yourself is, when you perceive someone else in your reality, what is the immediate thing, okay? And you can do this for everyone in your experience, okay? Because not everyone is, on the love journey, right? Some individuals, they want a better relationship just with individuals in general, or their boss, or their fucking neighbor, I don't know, whatever, right? But it doesn't matter, okay? So pick different individuals in your experience, whether you want to view them differently or whether you don't. Write them down. This, I always say, make a list so you can see that bad boy in front of your fucking face, okay? You're gonna make a list of all the individuals in your life, and I'm not talking about like randos, like fucking motherfucker at the car wash or at the Starbucks. I mean, you can if you want to, but in general, the individuals that are closest to you, okay? How are you perceiving them? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to write their name down. How do I perceive so-and-so? The first thing that comes to your mind is where you are at in your story with them. That's it. Case closed, period. The first thing that comes to your mind, don't try to overthink it. This individual, you write the name down. What do I think of them? Boom, okay? There's your story about this individual. Now, do you perceive this story about this individual to be favorable? If yes, okay, leave that shit alone. If no, what do you want to change about it? Now, because they are you, they have no choice but to conform to the parameters that you set. So what is your ideal version of them? And we're not going in like my dudes. Y'all, okay? My dudes, you cannot, okay, sit there and say that you want a relationship with someone and then your ideal version of them is that they texted you. Make it make sense, because it fucking don't, okay? So if you're gonna gaslight yourself into saying that this motherfucker don't want you, you might as well use that same technique and gaslight yourself into saying that this motherfucker wants you and is already committed to you. Because why you manifesting a text message? This is where sometimes when motherfuckers are talking about a specific individual, they're like, oh, but I want to text. How do I get them to text me? You don't want a fucking text. I say it again. I keep saying it loud for motherfuckers in the back. You don't want just a text message. What is your ideal of them? And remember, the Lulu is the Salulu, and then it becomes Trululu. So we ain't holding nothing back with this, okay? How do you want them to be? It can be a love interest, it could be a sibling, it could be a co-worker. I don't give a fuck who it is. How do you want them to show up? What is your ideal version? Okay, if it's a relationship, who are they? Okay, well, they showed up as you perceive that they ghosted you, but you're happily married to them. You're gonna fuck off with thinking about the text message, because if you're married to them, you ain't gonna give a shit about a text message, okay? Because you're married to them. So from now on, this motherfucker is your spouse, okay? Lawfully wedded, whatever the fuck, okay? If this person is a friend, okay, and you're like, oh, this person is a backstabber, this person is a shit talker, okay, but how do you want them to show up, okay? You want them to be loyal, you want them to always include you in everything that they do, you want to know that they're your ride or die homie, then that's how you gonna fucking view them, okay? If it's a boss, if you're thinking your boss is cold to you, your boss don't like you, okay, well, now what is the ideal? The ideal is not my boss sent me a fucking bouquet on my fucking birthday. What, my dude? You don't want that. You want your boss to respect you. You want your boss to give you good recommendations on your fucking resume. You want your boss to give you a raise. What is your ideal version of them? You go with that, okay? This is why I will tell you, and I'll tell you again. Now I'm telling you a third time. You go to the fucking end. I am the alpha. I am the omega. I am the beginning. I am the end. Ain't no motherfucker fuck with the middle, okay? Ain't no motherfucker fuck with the middle. God don't fuck with the middle, so why are you gonna fuck with the middle? You're just gonna go right to the end. You're gonna fuck a text message. You're gonna fuck a phone call. You're gonna fuck that they unblock you. You're gonna fuck that they smiled and waved. I don't want to hear it. Because I ain't telling you shit and giving you a pacifier and spoon feeding you warm fucking milk. I am telling you how to get what the fuck you have in your mind to present itself to you in the 3D in the quickest way possible. You go to the fucking end. Fuck the middle. Get a spiked dildo, no lube, fuck the shit out of the middle, move about on with your day. That's it. If you want your shit, you don't fuck with the in-between. I ain't asked myself right now how I get on the TikTok live because it already fucking happened. I made the decision. I executed. Bam, bam, poof, motherfucker. Air raid sirens going off, okay? This is what we're doing. What do you want? What is the end goal? Okay, and then some smart motherfucker might be like, oh, well, if it's the end goal and we're married, what is it now? My dude, then you have that end goal, like I said, one step beyond, okay? So if you're properly decided who you want this motherfucker to show up as, your job as the operant power is to observe them only through the lens of them that they're your perfect spouse, they're your perfect friend, they're your perfect neighbor, they're your perfect fucking boss. Yeah, Shelly, the spiked dildo, man, like, always makes an appearance. Okay, you know it. You know it. The spiked dildo gotta make an appearance. Okay, so your only duty as the observer of things is to observe and say, okay, I decided, I declared, I decreed, this is who this motherfucker is to me. Only the assigned version. So now I'm gonna give you a little example, but first I'm gonna take me a sip because that's how we roll. So we got a fancy glass today. So I'm putting my pinky in the air because this is what I do naturally. I put my pinky in the air and then I take a sip. Okay, so thank you for the gifts, everyone. So now that you have assigned a role to this individual who is cast in the movie of your life in the 3D, your job, I'm gonna tell you how to execute. Okay, let's say it's your fucking neighbor, right? You want to be cool with them. You want to be invited to the fucking block parties, right? Okay, cool, no problem. So the neighbor that you perceive is rude and always ignores you, their ideal version, they're friendly, they're outgoing, they always offer to help you carry in the fucking groceries or watch your fucking dog when you go on vacation, okay? They always invite you everywhere. They're friendly, they're cool as shit, they became one of your best friends. Okay, so that's who they are, right? You decided. And I'm trying to not center it only on like a romantic interest because there's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers who might serve them to serve you better. So we're just going to go with the neighbor this time, but you could use it for anyone. Okay. So your neighbor, right? Let's say you decided this is who they are, right? We homies, we cool as shit, whatever. So you pass by them the next day after you made your decision, and they don't say shit to you. You just walk right on past. They don't say nothing to you. They don't even look at you. What are you going to do in that moment? Are you going to, it didn't work. I made the decision and the decision didn't work. And now you're going to fall into bits and pieces and someone got to pick you up off your fucking ass. Okay. Is that what you're going to do? Or are you going to say, oh, yeah, they must be in a rush. That's why they didn't say what's up to me. Because they always say what's up to me because they're one of my coolest neighbors. Correct. Okay. So let's go. Because I know some of you motherfuckers. Want the romantical. Okay. So I'm going to give you what you want. Because you deserve what you want. Okay. That's why I'm going to give it to you. Now, I'm going to give it to you with some lube, okay? I'm going to give this one with some lube. So get ready. Spread your cheeks. Get ready. I'm coming in, okay? But I got some lube. So let's say this specific motherfucker, okay? Who you already, they're not a specific motherfucker you're manifesting. They're just whoever the fuck they are. They're specific in terms of they have their own separate vessel that is separate from you that you want to smash. And their vessel looks good. And their vessel is making your vessel feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying, Jiggy Prime, okay? So what is the example? You decided that you're happily married to this vessel. Okay, cool. So that's the end goal, right? So then what happens is that, I don't know, you see that they post up that they're with someone. Oh, we don't even know who that is. That could be Meemaw. That could be Peepaw. We don't know who that is, but they post with someone, but you can't really see who it is because it's a restaurant fucking pic. And the restaurant pic, all you see is that there's 2 plates and 2 glasses. Okay. So you see that, but you see the old story is gonna like kick and scream, be like, you see, you made a decision and this motherfucker went and trying to fuck this hoe and whatever the fuck the old story is gonna say. Now I gotta go on the fake account and look who the fuck liked the pic. You fucking done that. Not all of you, but I'm sure who I'm talking to right now. I know you've done that. I know several of you have done that, and it's okay. It's okay. Everything is all good, Jiggy Prime, okay? It's groovy. Just hear me out, okay? So we got some lube, so that happened. So now my lubricated advice for a situation like that is what you're going to do, because your ego is going to come up and start trying to fight and say, oh, this motherfucker don't want you. It's going to try to protect the old story that they ghosted you. And they, okay, and you say, breathe through this. Let me breathe through this. I am safe. I'm safe in my mind. I'm safe in my body. I am calm. All is well. Everything is perfect. These emotions are byproducts of that old story, which is now leaving, and I'm going to breathe through it. And you're not even, the temptation is going to be there for you to go on the fake account, for you to call someone to call the person or to make a blocked phone call. I don't know what the fuck, okay? Because there's been some things probably that you might do from the former version of self, but you're not that motherfucker no more. So you're going to calm down. And I know ain't nobody want to hear calm down when they're in the moment. They don't want to hear it, but you are going to calm down, okay? Because calm is your nature, okay? So you're going to understand that this emotional process that's occurring in your physical vessel and giving you these sensations that you don't much care for, it wants to leave. So you're going to let it go. You're going to let it go. You're just going to, woosah that shit, okay? And you can say, I'm safe in my mind, I'm safe in my body, all is well, everything is perfect. I know that I am who I am. I know that I have what I want. I know that I am creator of reality, and this emotion I recognize is just leaving. You're going to put the focus on you. You're not even going to focus on picture, stalking, calling the homie. You ain't doing nothing, okay? You're going to focus on you, because that's where your focus belongs, always on you, because you are the most important motherfucker in your universe, okay? There ain't no one that can even compare to you in your universe. So you deserve that focus right there. They don't deserve that focus, even though they are an extension of you, because the focus that you would give them would be the attention from the old story. So you don't want to focus on them like that. You want to focus on you and getting yourself back to true neutral. Okay? Okay, the seesaw ain't up and down. The seesaw is just level. The seesaw is hanging in suspended animation, and you're okay. Okay, cool. You're gonna deep breathe. I don't know if you're gonna need to. I don't know if you're gonna need to take a shower. I don't know if you need to take a walk. Whatever you need to do, you be at one with yourself. And how you do that is what I just said. You breathe through it and you say, these emotions are the old story. They're fucking leaving. I am not my emotions. I am the observer of them, and goodbye. Thank you for showing me who I am not anymore. That's what you're going to do. Okay. If you start to spiral, if you see some shit like that. And I promise you that you do that. You keep talking yourself like you're talking to someone that you care about who's about to jump off the edge of a cliff. Okay, you're consoling yourself from the God aspect. You're consoling the ego. You say it's okay, we're good, everything is fine. You get to see everything is fine. Okay, cool. That's what you can do when you're calmed down. Okay. Whatever you need to do, you need to use a punching bag, you need to cry, you need to scream into a fucking pillow. I don't know what the fuck, okay? Because different strokes to different folks. You need to really fucking stroke it to let it out fully and completely, then go ahead and fucking do it. I don't know, okay? What works for you? Okay, so now you're calm. Remember, this is a temptation that you had to like check the 3D, right? To call them or to stalk them or to have your friend stalk them or to call your friend and complain. If you were to do that in that moment, you would be in the old story, henceforth perpetuating that old story, and you do not want to do that. That is why you are going to drop everything and you are going to calm yourself down, because I promise you, you calm yourself down. You maybe you're not feeling the greatest when you calm yourself down, but you're going to be more in a place of neutrality where you're like, okay, you know what? I understand. I know that I'm creating my experience. I know that there was a moment there, and that moment doesn't matter unless I keep bringing that moment up into my present, and I'm going to not do that. So that happened. I saw this picture, and I don't know what the fuck was going on there. A former version of me would have investigated. A former version of me would have called the homie. A former version of me would have done a drive-by. But I am not that motherfucker anymore. I am the Lord, and there is none else. You reclaim your fucking power. You reclaim your power over the situation, because the ego is trying to trick you into diverting your power into that 3D circumstance, because that is what the ego does. That is its job in the 3D. It's to be on the lookout for 3D shit. That's its only job, okay? But it still is neutral. It is just abiding by the assignment of belief that you have instructed it to defend. Perhaps and most likely inadvertently, since you adopted that belief into your fucking operating system, okay? So now that we're calm, okay? You might not be feeling the best, but you're going to say, okay, you know what? I have the focus back on me. What would a former version of you have done seeing that pic? Do not do it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because remember, if we want to go back to the principle of polarity, like and unlike are the same thing, different degree. They're the same thing, different degree. The problem is that you saw this motherfucker post some pic that you don't even know what's going on, because the pic is super ambiguous, but it made you think a certain way just because your dominant beliefs are focused in thinking in that certain way. And then it just had to, upset the ego. Now the ego's all barking and snarling, and you're just like, what the fuck? Okay, so you calmed yourself down. You can do something different on purpose. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel alien. But that is what you do. And why is it going to feel weird and alien? Because you corrupted the fucking file that had a virus in it. You corrupted that file. You're doing something different. You're breaking the algorithm. You said, no, I'm not doing that shit no more. I am not going to fucking allow my ego to defend a belief that I no longer hold. My new belief is this. Okay, there was a picture posted. If I would have done that as a former version of me, I'm going to do something that's completely the opposite, and it's going to feel weird. It will. It really will. Okay? because you're just not used to it. It's like you move to a new house, right? You wake up, like, I don't know, at a certain point, it's all dark and you're like, oh shit, where, like, you woke up from a nap or something, and you're in a new house, so you think in the bathroom is where your former bathroom was in your old house, and you go there and it's a fucking closet. You're like, what? Whoa, right? Okay, and you're like, what the hell? But you're in a new place. So things are going to be a little different in a new place. It doesn't mean it's bad. But in fact, you doing this correctly, deciding this is what it is, this is who I am, you are stepping into who you are in every now moment when you make a decision that is different from the past version of self. Lord Jesus. You make a different decision. And if you make that decision, you're coming from a place of empowerment, like, okay, yeah, I made the decision, blah, blah, blah. You're still feeling like you want to spy, you want to check, you want to do something. You're going to say no. You're going to resist the temptation, and that does take willpower. It fucking does. But you have to understand that you are doing this for you, okay? You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing this for you. You might think you're doing it for this individual, right? But that individual is you, so you're doing it for you. And as a byproduct, that individual benefits also, because now they get to be in a relationship with you. God Almighty, okay? Because the other person is you. So you're like, okay, if the other person is me and they're responding to the way that I perceive and I respond differently, then that means that they have no choice but to respond differently to me in the 3D, because I am different and they are me. You are sending them the signals. So what happens in that moment when you decide to respond differently to a 3D circumstances that you might have reacted in a way which wouldn't have been favorable, okay? You respond differently, so therefore they have to respond differently to that. They have to, because they're you, right? So you do something different. Oh, but they've always ghosted. They've always left you unread. Okay, so guess what? Now they're not, because you're happily married to them, right? So you responding differently, saying, okay, you know what, that story, whatever, I'm not going to make a big deal of it. I'm just going to let it go. They posted a restaurant with 2 plates and 2 fucking wine glasses, whatever. I'm just, who cares? Who cares? I made my decision and nothing is going to sway me. You're going to stick with it. And here's where the trust comes in, okay? For we walk by faith and not by sight. You are trusting yourself because they're you. And if you trust yourself, they cannot show up as anything other than trustworthy to you, because you trust yourself and you trust the knowing that you declared this is who they are now. So that's it. So there's no wavering. It's just, this is what I decided. And if the ego tries to deter you along the path, you follow that same procedure every fucking time. I don't know how many times you're gonna need to do this, okay? Let's say you're with them, okay? So you and this person, right? Because you're already with them. You're in a relationship now, okay? Let me just, here we go. Oh, I'm glad this is helping you. Speak Queen. Hell yeah, Shelly. Woo! All right. So, let's just, I don't want to lose my train of thought because, you know, I'll be fucking quick with my mind shit. So now you're with the person, right? This is what you wanted. Okay, maybe you're in a relationship, you're not fully married, or maybe you are fully married. Whatever your fucking end goal was that you decided. You're now happily married to them, okay? So you might, from an egoistic perspective, oh yeah, I'm married to him, okay, whatever, it's okay, fine, right? If you're doing it for only that reason, and this is why I implore you, okay? Whatever you are doing, you must continue the momentum. Even though, yes, I said end goal. Your end goal in that moment of time was marriage. So what's your end goal in time? You're married to them, okay? Is your end goal to have them ghost you again because you reverted back to the old story because you didn't keep up with your mental diet? You didn't trust yourself, okay? I don't know, because you can switch the end goal at any moment. Remember, like, time is not linear. You could switch into any timeline, okay? So when you have the thing that you want, whether it's money, a relationship, I don't know what the fuck, okay? How are you maintaining it? In your mind, because that's the thing that you're maintaining it the most. You're maintaining it in your mind. It doesn't really matter what the fuck you physically do. Okay, so now that you're married to this individual, right, which that's what you wanted, they working late one night. Oh shit, are you going back to the old story? Or are you gonna, like, maybe you still a little like rule, like oh, they're working late, no, they're happily married to me, they're devoted to me, they only have eyes for me, I'm the only one for them, I'm the Lord and there is none else, I'm calm, I am safe, I'm safe in my mind, I'm safe in my body, all's well, everything is perfect. You leave it the fuck alone. Okay, the problem and the solution are the same thing, different degree. You stop perceiving the thing as a fucking problem and the solution can only appear. That's it. Okay, and that's what I started talking about, but then I segued into something else, but I circle back because that's how we fucking roll here. Okay, so you want to maintain that. So now you're married to this individual. What do you want? Like, what do you want that then? You're going to set that as your end goal. Okay, do you want them to be more neat? I don't know, let's say they're messy. Do you want them to be more neat? Okay, are you gonna nitpick and fuss at them and, oh, you didn't pick up your fucking clothes or whatever the fuck, right? Or are you gonna be like, oh, this is my end goal. Okay, I got them, I'm with them, I'm happy that I'm with them, they're happy that they're with me. They're a little messy, I don't really like that. It's the same fucking thing. Okay, they're neat, they're so neat, my partner is so neat, my partner is so neat, my partner is so neat. Boom. Okay, that is your, and you stick to it. Even if you don't see the results right away, you fucking stick to it. You don't think about the how. You don't even need to say anything to them. You just affirm it in your fucking mind and it has no choice but to show up. So when you get the thing, if you fall off of your mental diet or you think it doesn't matter because you went into the manifestation thing with a whole like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get this. And you didn't even think about what you want after the thing. That's, I say, if you take it one step beyond, what is your one step beyond? How is the relationship looking, right? You're always growing. You're always evolving. Consciousness can never shrink back. That's one thing that can't shrink back is consciousness. You're always expanding. Your awareness of things is always becoming on increase. I'm going to say, what do I want? Okay, you want to travel around the world with them? You want to have kids with them? You want to, I don't fucking know, move to Siberia with them? I don't fucking know what you want with this individual. Okay, but you do. So now that you have your end goal, you're going to follow the same protocol. Anything that you see in the 3D that could potentially trigger you, you're just going to do that procedure. You're going to calm yourself. You're going to ground yourself. You're going to say all is well. Everything is perfect. There's no problem. There's only solutions. And when I stop looking at the problem from the egoistic vantage point, nothing but the solution can present itself to me, for I am the Lord and there is none else, and what I say goes. Okay? Because you don't stop. You don't stop manifesting. You don't stop encountering individuals unless you really do move to like some remote island somewhere and you go off grid. I mean, hey, if that's the life that you want, listen, then you manifest that, okay? But to an extent, the other person, whoever the fuck it is always you pushed out. So take inventory of who these individuals are and what do you want from them. If there's a mismatch of your immediate instinctual reaction, ooh, they're like this, that's the story. That's the immediate story that you are most in resonance with. If you don't like it, you fucking flip it out. You say, no, they're like this. If you don't see results right away, you feel you start to spiral, you calm yourself down and you do not respond the same way that you would have, okay? You do something different. That's it. But no matter what the thing is that you do that is different, I don't know and I don't give a fuck because all y'all doing some different shit. So whatever the fuck is different for you in that moment where things might look the same to your two physical eyes, you're going to do something different. And that starts with your mind. You're going to think differently about the situation. Oh, okay, so now let's hold on. So, you know, we got this right here. Okay, pinky in the air. So you're married to this individual. Okay, cool. You're married to them, right? Now, let's say the version of you that had spiraled to seeing that picture, whatever, I don't fucking know. Okay, that version no longer exists. Okay, the version of you that you showed up for yourself and you said, I'm the Lord and there is none else, and this motherfucker is me and I'm them, blah blah blah. So you go into it, and now you didn't react to that picture. Because you didn't react in that moment, you changed the trajectory to the timeline where they choose you. So then a week later, you don't do anything, right? You just chill and you're like, well, we're happily married, so I really don't care what the fuck else is going on. That pic means nothing because I'm the assigner of all meanings. And if I say it means nothing, it means jack squat in my fucking realm, okay? So a week later, you find out they went out to dinner with Meemaw. It was Meemaw. It wasn't some fucking hoe down the block. It was Meemaw. They went out to dinner with Meemaw because Meemaw won the lottery and is moving somewhere, and she wants to say goodbye to her favorite grandchild. She left her favorite grandchild $10 million in cash too while you're at it. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Let's just go. We going to Delulu, so we might as well make a favorable story. So Meemaw's moving. She won the lottery. She gave her favorite grandchild, who is the person you're married to, $10 million cash. Your partner is like, oh man, that's so great. So a week later, because you didn't react to that and you just assigned it a good meaning, no matter what the fuck that is, it's positive for me, whatever the meaning is, you can assign it something specific, or can you just say that means something good in general? It don't really fucking matter, okay? Whatever is palatable to your fucking mind. So then they call you out of nowhere, but they ghosted you and you were in no contact and all these fucking words and terms that I don't even know because they don't fucking matter. So they call you and they're like, hey, sorry, the reason I've been so distant is maybe they were worried about finances and blah, blah, blah. And they had their own thing going on, right? It had nothing to do with you. You thought they ghosted you, but they didn't. Okay. Because remember, the version of you that you're happily married to them, why would they even ghost you? They wouldn't. So they're a different version. So they say, listen, I've been really busy with work. I've been thinking about finances, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? Meemaw fucking won the lottery, gave me $10 million. And you know what? Now I have the capability to be with you because my mind does not need to be on money. It's on you and our relationship. And let's do this. What? Fuck yeah. All because you didn't buy in to the unfavorable story. All of that happened because you left it alone. You said, there's no problem here. This is serving me better than I expect, for I am the Lord and there is none else. And everything around me always exists to assist and serve me and pleasure me because I am the Lord and there is none else. And I bring everything life. And if I bring everything life, those things need me. And you know what? The unfavorable story doesn't need me, and I don't need it. I am not the unfavorable story. I'm the Lord and there is none else. And everything that I do is amazing. I'm wonderful. I am perfect. I am the fucking bomb. And everything that I say goes. And you went with that. And then do you see how that timeline opened up for everything to be perfect? Now, this actually leads me to something that I wanted to discuss, which I just remembered when I was fucking talking about this shit. So it's about perfection. And you'll see. But I have to like say it over and over in my mind to remind myself because I'm going to forget. Okay. Woo-hoo. Now, you have that iPad case? Yeah, this is Amazon, of course. Thank you, everyone. Oh, I appreciate you guys saying that. Glad you guys are enjoying. I'm on the mountain here, so we're just gonna stay on the mountain. I'm gonna keep spitting shit, okay? So this leads me to another topic that crossed my mind, and what I just said about I'm the Lord and there is none else and everything is divine perfection, yada, yada, yada. What I want you to keep in mind, oh, this is deep. This is fucking deep, okay? Get your fucking swimming trunks and your scuba gear, because we going deep, okay? Oh God, I see it, but I don't know how to articulate it. Okay, because when I receive the information, it's just like, boom, it's just kind of all there. So I have to find a way to like, okay. So have you ever noticed that things that are based off of fear tend to crumble? Oh, Lord Jesus, is a fire. Okay. Things that are based off of fear tend to crumble. This is why your belief systems that your ego was holding on to never fucking worked out. Because it's based off of fear, and fear is not real. It's not real in the ethers. It's just there in the fucking 3D, but it's not real because you're the observer. That's like you're playing the fucking Grand Theft Auto, and then you're like, oh shit, well I'm not gonna go shower and fucking eat or take a shit or whatever the fuck because the game is real and I'm in it. No, you have an awareness that it's a game, and that if you leave it alone, it'll just not do anything because you're the one that's like summoning the fucking game to come alive because you're playing it. So what you're gonna do is apply this principle to the way that you look at reality, okay? So the belief systems are part of the game of the matrix. They are not real. Now you can have beliefs that serve you and you can have beliefs that don't serve you, but none of them are fucking real because the only realness is you. It's the motherfucker playing the game, okay? It's the realness of who the fuck am I? I'm the Lord and there is none else, motherfucker, okay? And the belief systems are there to help the avatar, the player of the game, to maneuver through different levels, right? Level, whatever they want to do. So they want to experience a new level of being a multimillionaire. And, shut the fuck up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Your awareness of the game is not the game itself. You're just aware that the game is being played. So that would mean that nothing in the game is real unless you are giving it real. You're so immersed in the game, you're like, no, it's real, but there's still a whole world outside of you playing that video game, right? It's the same concept, only on like a higher level of consciousness. So your higher self, your God, whatever, the all, okay, is the observer. The belief systems are there. Like if you want to experience being a multimillionaire, the belief system is helping to lead you in that direction, the next level of the game, right? It's a tool in the game, just like Super Mario getting the fucking fireball, okay? It's a tool to help you just elevate to that level, okay? It's like a power-up, but it's not real in and of itself because it's part of the parameters of the game. Belief systems are, okay? So what you want to understand is that when a belief, okay, how do I fucking say it? A belief system that is false is going to crumble, okay? It's just going to crumble. This is why if you've gotten into a relationship and you were afraid that they were going to do something negative or something bad was going to happen, that was false. It was part of the game, okay? It was part of the game, but for some level, on some level, you took it and you fucking ran with it and you're like, oh, this is true. And then the relationship fell apart because it was based off of fear, which is not real. It's just part of the game. Oh my God. Oh. Now, your positive beliefs are not really beliefs at all. Okay, the things that you already know are true, because when a belief is just like so strong in you, it becomes knowing, and knowing is the ultimate. When you know something in any area of your experience, no one can take that from you. No one can take that from you. That's like you sitting there and you're like, I know my name is whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a knowing. Ain't no one could take that from you. It's like, sure, maybe it was a belief at a certain point, but it's a knowing, and that's the realness of it. It is unshakable. There's no shaky foundation. The foundation is solid. That shit is bedrock, okay? Get fucking Fred Flintstone in this bitch. That's what it is. It's unshakable. The things that come from God, from the creator, from the one who is playing the game it's all-knowing. It's unfathomable. It's just known, and you sense it on every level. That is why when you declare, I know something, and you really fucking like, it's like in your loins that you fucking know the thing. Okay? A belief system cannot take that from you. Okay? So the God self, everything is calm and neutral and peaceful, right? Because there's no good and there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's only those are levels of the game. That's why things built off of belief systems coming from fear do not fucking succeed. It can't, because it's fake. The only thing that is real is you. Your all-seeing eye. That's the only thing that is real. But there's a portion of you where it's like, oh, you're so into the game. You're like, yeah, let me see what happens next. You're into it. But if you're going by a belief system that is fucking fear-based, that is false, because it's not coming from the God self. The God self doesn't feel fear. And that is why I will tell you, the neutral, being at true neutral, that is the God state. When someone comes up to you and tell you, no, that's not your name, you're like, what? You don't feel anything towards it. You're like, my dude, what are you talking about? You don't care. You're not swayed, because it's all knowing. It's all that is. So you can build a shitty belief system into a positive belief system, but that positive belief system is going to dissolve because it isn't real either. But the positive beliefs are leading you more into the God state, because the God state has no fear. The God state just knows that everything just is. Okay? So if you have a fear-based thing about money and you never seem to have money keeps being taken away from you, or whatever the case, right? It can't sustain, a false belief cannot sustain itself. Yes, it can seem like there's like patterns that the belief is sustaining itself, but it's you. And that's why the pattern happens. Oh shit, boom, collapse. The same thing happens. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix this shit. I'm gonna go in. Okay, yeah. And then the same thing happens. Boom, it gets dismantled again. Until you become the awareness that that thing has no significance, that it's all coming from you. Those patterns will keep repeating themselves, and they'll keep like up and then down, up and then down, because it's you, because the pattern is trying to break free. It's trying to break because it doesn't want to fucking be there. It's part of the game. You think the fucking Koopa motherfuckers want to be there getting stomped on, getting their shells thrown at them? They don't want to be there. They're part of the fucking game. It just is what it is. It's the same fucking shit. I made a Mario reference. For anyone who don't know about Mario, fuck yeah, and my turtle ducks. Okay? It's part of the game. So it's fake. And the more that you are in the God state, which is true neutrality, which is how you get there, is like I told you what to do if you feel like you're starting to spiral. The emotions, again, they're part of the game, just like the belief systems. But the emotions are tied in with the belief systems. But it's still not real, which is why an emotion too is illusory. Oh, fuck yes. It's not real. The same thing for a thought. Yeah, thought is a command, but it's not real. That's why... How many thoughts can you have in fucking 5 seconds? Me, about 10,000. But none of that is real. That's why it's fleeting. It's fleeting. Motherfucker on the run is trying to leave because it's just part of the games. And like, if you're placing your focal point, I gotta catch this, I gotta catch that, I gotta do... No. This is a game. I am all there is. I am abundant. So how can there be a belief system that there is no money, or there's scarcity, or there's lack? It's not real. That's why it keeps falling. Boom. It's trying to break itself open, because that's the parameters of the game. You break open this belief. Okay, so this belief is dismantled. What do you want to do, player? Do you want to continue with this belief? Okay, so we'll send you the same belief in another fucking scenario. Again, might be a different thing on 3D, but the scenario is the same. The money gets taken from you because you are believing the belief system, but the belief system is trying to get you not to believe it. That's why it keeps like exploding or dissolving. That's why you manifest this individual in your experience, and they're there and they show up, but then the same fucking shit happens because you're still running on a false belief. And the only thing that is eternal is the pure isness of the God self. And when you are in a relationship and you say, I am love, boom, that is it, homie. How can it be taken from you? You are love. You are it. The belief system, no one chooses me. Oh, this is what happened. What, I don't know what the fuck you got going on. Okay, but that belief system has to crumble, and then all that's left is you, and you're just there, and you're like, okay. But then it's not even a belief anymore at this point. It's a knowing. You guiding yourself to more favorable thoughts is changing the belief, but that belief is just getting you to the God state, and the belief is just going to dissolve into the knowingness. And I have fucking experienced this. That's how I'm telling you. I ain't fucking pulling this shit out my booty hole. I've experienced it. It will surface and it will surface and it will surface. Not because anyone is testing you. It's because it's the parameters of the game. Okay, so you up level consciousness. Okay, whatever, right? If you have a pattern, until you dismantle that by the tips that I just told you in the beginning of the video, the pattern is going to keep replaying because it's just part of the game. Because a part of you is still believing in that belief system when you don't need to be believing anything, because beliefs that are in alignment with your true God self, which is true neutral, which does not feel like shit and it doesn't feel super excited. It's just there. It's like, okay, it's chilling. You're calm and content. It's a knowing. If I were to ask you right now, what color shirt are you motherfucking wearing right now? Some of you going to say, I ain't wearing a shirt. Okay, whatever. Whatever, twin. Okay, you ain't wearing a shirt. Okay, cool. No problem. But if I were to ask you, what color shirt are you wearing right now? You're going to answer me and you're not going to feel any type of way about that shit. You're not going to feel any type of way about it because you know it. It's there. You fucking know it. And you can know things that are seen with your two eyes, and you can know things that are seen with your third eye. And it's the same thing. You're not going to feel any type of thing. You're just like, oh, that's what it is. And that is a God state, knowing. You just know it. You just know that you getting yourself into alignment with a more positive belief is just leading you to the God state. And eventually that God state in that sector of your experience becomes a knowing, and you don't give a shit about it anymore. And that's when you just, there's, okay, yeah, this is what it is. It becomes a knowing. It's not even a belief. And I know all of you have had something that you just knew, and it just was, you didn't feel any type of way about it. I guarantee you just knew it. You're like, yeah, but I know. That's it. That is the God state. And that's what ideally you would do in all sectors of your experience. Like I called them apps, your career app, your health app, money app, all these different fucking apps. Until you come to the knowing, yes, that app is good. There's no corrupted file. Because all files are corrupted, but then you're just corrupting that file with a file that's going to serve you to get to like the God state, right? You're corrupting the outdated software. You're improving the software update, but that software update at a certain point, it just melds into the God state, and then you just know it, okay? You just fucking know it. So that's my input on the parameters of the fucking game. Nothing that makes you feel like shit is real because it's coming off of a belief, because of knowing, right? If you're thinking that there's scarcity in finances, that's not who you are. You are the Lord and there is none else. There's only abundance. So that belief coming in, making you feel like shit, that's taking you away from the God state. Because it's not real, so it feels like shit. So it's trying to dismantle itself so you could get closer to the God state. So what you do is you just start saying, I am wealth, I am abundance, that is who I am. God doesn't feel any type of way. God is limitless, right? So fuck he's stressing over finances. He fucking ain't. Or she, or they, whatever. I don't know who the fuck you want to portray as God, okay? But you are God. So you want to portray yourself, then you portray yourself. That's it. But God don't stress about shit. Because remember, the problem and the solution are the same thing, different degree, but that only exists on the third dimensional plane. It doesn't exist in the higher consciousness because everything is rectified. How can there be a problem and a solution at the same time? It cancels each other out. So when you, I mean, this is going to sound fucking wild, but you just feel calm and you're just chill and you're just relaxed, that is the God state. You could be sitting on the toilet bowl. You in the God state because you calm and relaxed, and everything that you are processing in your physical vehicle is neutral. That's it. But that's why this shit gets dismantled, because it wasn't real to begin with. So nothing that is not real can exist for a long time. It's like you watching a movie. Okay, yeah, the movie is on the screen. You watching it. Is it always on? Or is it going to keep replaying if you keep replaying it? Do you see what I'm saying? Hey, Ashley, welcome. Thank you for the gifts. So that's just what it is. It's not real. So it cannot sustain itself for long. And if you keep perpetuating the cycle, you're sustaining it, yes, but it keeps trying to crumble to be like, hey, fucking red flag. Do you want to up level in this area of your experience or don't you? Because the ultimate up level, I'm going to tell you this. Anything could be going on around you in the 3D. You don't give a flying fucking fig. Because you're just like, well, I'm the Lord and there isn't else. So whatever. You will not care. You will not care. That's it. You won't. Because the God state is true neutrality. So there are no false beliefs in the God state, because the God state doesn't have beliefs, because the God state is the one who's playing the game. It's not the one in the game believing that it's real, right? So that's Ada for y'all for that. Beliefs will not sustain themselves. And when you change a belief properly, it's just going to become a knowing. Of course my partner loves me. Of course I'm wealthy. Of course I'm perfectly healthy. You're just going to know it. Maybe, like I said, you might need to, exert some mental prowess in that area. I don't fucking know. Or you can just decide. It's different for everyone. But the belief cannot sustain itself because it's not real. The only thing that is real is you. You bring yourself with you wherever the fuck you go. You might bring a whole bunch of baggage of beliefs with you, and they might run amok, but you still bring in yourself. But why are you carrying fucking baggage? Right? God is light. Oh, snap. I don't know if I just had another fucking thought, you know what I'm saying? But I just saw something else. Holy shit. So, who says that shit? I gotta look this shit up because I don't even fucking know. But someone says I am the light. I think it was Jesus. But let's just see, because I want to make sure that I say it correctly. I am the light. Who says that? Is Jesus. I am the light of the world. Oh, we don't want no ESV. What kind of version is that? We don't want no NIV. What the fuck? No, we want KJV. KJV up in the hazy, motherfucker. Where is it? John 8:12 from KJV. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Okay. So, when I said God is light, I just saw the image of like light. And then I saw like that whole connotation with like being light, don't carry baggage, don't carry beliefs. God is light, so God illuminates, it animates the 3D, but God also is light. So we're using both definitions of light. Oh, I love it. Fuck yes. This is pure channel now. This is coming through. Okay, so now what you want to understand with those belief systems is that God is light, right? I am the light of the world. Okay, that's what I so said, but he's like a representation of like a 3D person who is embodying Christ consciousness. That's all it is. It's like a metaphor. You don't need to take it so seriously, okay? Like, I take it as a metaphor. But that's just me. So when he says that I'm the light of the world, okay, not only, and this is my opinion, and I just saw this, so whatever. I ain't seen this before from anywhere else, but maybe it's written somewhere. I don't fucking know, but I am the light of the world. It means you are the light. You are illuminating things by your focus on them, henceforth making a portion of you believe that the game is real, right? You're so invested in the game. You're like, oh, this is not right. You're illuminating that. Okay, cool. But then there's also like the lightness where you're like traveling lights. Okay. So if you're carrying belief systems from the past, and the past could be even a now moment that was 1 second ago, but it's still the past because time doesn't exist in the God state because everything is now, right? So then what is happening basically is that you're carrying that shit with you when the God self is, I am light, I am free of burden, but I am also light in the fact that I illuminate things. So God is light where God ain't carrying no baggage. Okay, there ain't even no baggage because all is well and everything is perfect, because everything is all well and perfect right now in the now moment, because now is the only moment that exists. So you're illuminating the light onto the now moment, saying everything is fucking fine, everything is dandy, I'm chilling, you know, whatever the fuck. But you're also light in the fact that you're free of debris. You're free of debris. Oh my, you're free of debris, honey. Okay, you're free of debris. And when you're traveling light, those burdensome belief systems hold no place because you're not carrying them. You're not carrying the heaviness, right? So as you're replacing the belief system, you're upgrading the software to the new version of you. Those beliefs, right? I am chosen, I'm loved, I'm prioritized, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm abundant, right? It feels lighter. And I don't mean a feeling like an emotion. Again, it's not the feeling that an emotion. I mean, it's calm. You're not like constricted. Okay. You're calm. You're like, oh, okay, this is freeing. This is liberation. Okay. And it's liberation from those beliefs that were crumbling because they couldn't sustain themselves. So you're tuning into a new belief system that is just naturally dissolving into the light that is God, because there is no fucking belief. So it's like what I say in a lot of my live streams about that scale of the human evolution with like the monkeys and shit, where it's like walking on all fours and it's like walking upright, and then you got a fucking, oh my God, homunculus, or I don't know what the fuck they even call Neanderthal. Yes. Okay. One of those motherfuckers. And you see the human motherfucker, and then you start seeing it progress even further into light. It's light. It's free of burden. It's free of the carnal nature. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, because the flesh isn't even real. It's part of the parameters of the game. That's why you don't adjust things physically. You make a mental adjustment from the light, and you feel light about it. What thought is making me feel lighter, less burdened? Okay, I'm going to go with that. Okay, cool. We made some progress today. Let me stick with that. And then pretty soon you're going to have the wealth mentality, right? It's just going to be natural, the way that you fucking know what shirt you're fucking wearing. Ain't no one making you feel a certain way about that. You ain't trying to fight a motherfucker. Like, yo, I'm wearing a red shirt. Like, bitch, no, you ain't. Like, well, no, you just, you're like confused. You're like, what is happening here? Like, it's going to become a knowing. The new belief that you're incorporating is leading you to who you are, which is the light, illuminating everything. But you also are light in the fact that you hold no burdens, you carry no belief systems, because those belief systems that do serve you, that are causing you to have a sensation of lightness in your vessel, are leading you to the light body, just like on that fucking scale of the humanoid evolving into the consciousness, and they become a fucking star or whatever the fuck. I don't know where the fuck that went. Y'all, this shit is wild. I just fucking saw that, okay? Because I see shit, and then I try to explain what I see. So that conveys the message as what I saw it, okay? So you're just becoming more and more aligned with your God self. You drop the baggage, you travel light, because you are light. You're illuminating things by your focus on it, but you're also light in nature. And this is why you don't exert effort in the 3D, because it's light. Okay? So let's think of telekinesis, which is, manifestation. If you want to think of it as like telekinesis, right? You're making things move, but you're not doing anything. It's light. It's not like you got to fucking, what are they doing this thing where they be doing some crazy fucking like obstacle course, and then they're like like lifting up tires and throwing them down, or walking with the tire above their head, right? That's what I just fucking saw. Okay, so you want to think of like you trying to exert anything, physical force to move the 3D. It's like you win an obstacle course and you lifting up a big fucking semi truck tire above your head, and then you're throwing it down, and you're picking it up and you're throwing it. Fuck you doing all that, homie? When in your mind, the work is light, it's fluid, it's easy. You're just like, I am wealth. I'm aligned with wealth because I'm aligned with everything, and that is the only thing that I perceive in my awareness. So wealth has no choice but to present itself to me. Isn't that lighter? It's lighter than picking up a tire, throwing it down, picking it up, throwing it down. I don't even know what the fuck. I know it must be called some shit. And I don't know why I thought of that. So maybe one of you just saw that on TV, or maybe one of you have participated in that. I don't know, but that's such a weird fucking thing. So everything you want to do is light. Everything that you want to accomplish is by a light finesse. It's not about like, you gotta fucking like flex and shit to get it. Okay, it's just a finesse. It's like a light finesse, and you keep at it, and you move lightly, you move lightly, and you move lightly. Okay, and you think lightly. So like the example that I gave about you seeing that fucking pic and it turns out to be me, while you moved lightly. You said, this has nothing to do with me. I know who I am and I know what I want, and whatever it is, what it is. You leave it alone. You're not trying to force anything. Okay? Just like you check your bank balance. Oh shit, now you gotta apply on fucking LinkedIn for some shit. No, that's not lightly. That's exerting force. It's picking up a tire, throwing it down, picking up a tire, throwing it down. You could just say, I am wealth. And if you want a job, then you can say, my perfect job has already found me. There's nothing I need to do. It's light. Like I said in a lot of my other lives, which I'm not going to get into here because I have plenty of other content on YouTube with that from the other lives. You're not toiling with the 3D, okay? You're just not. But you're not taught to not do that. You're taught to toil with the 3D. You're programmed by the fucking education indoctrination system. You're programmed that you must do something physically. But that's not the truth. It's not. So, I don't know where that was a long ass fucking sermon. I didn't get the puzzle piece. But I don't know how long I've been talking. But I want to keep this live like super, super long, because the most recent live that I fucking updated, it took, thank you for the gift, it took like over a day to fucking upload, because that shit was like over 3 hours long. I said, oh my God, I don't know, man. I mean, time doesn't exist, but goddamn. We can't be having those upload times take that long. You know what I'm saying? Someone's gonna say, oh, manifest a quicker upload. I mean, it's not something I care too much about, where I'm gonna, it is what it is. But yeah, so that was my fucking sermon. I'm gonna take a little sippy sip. So if anyone has any comments or questions or anything, the floor is yours. You know what I'm saying? You manifested appearance change with the help of my videos. That is amazing. Congratulations. Woohoo. I appreciate you too, Sherry baby. You understand now? It makes sense. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Guys, with this person manifestation thing, okay, what you need to do, like I said in the beginning, is look at the favorable version of them only. Whatever happened in the past, whatever is even going on now, if it's not favorable, just don't look at it. I know how it sounds, like, what you mean don't look at it? It's in your face. Well, my dude, you could choose to look the other direction. You cannot look at it. You cannot entertain it. It is the same formula for any type of SP thing. And even though, we're not calling them SPs, we're calling them the motherfucker that you already are with in whatever capacity you want them with. You're not manifesting them. It's already done. So you have to just not entertain that old story anymore. You cannot entertain that old story. You can't with anyone, no matter what is the circumstance, because then you're gonna say, oh, but my circumstance, but they did this, but this happened, but okay, but now you're focused on, you know, viewing them as the version of them that you don't want. So you're gonna get more of that. So you just have to make a decision, say, fuck this, I'm not gonna do this to me, because this is what I want, and this is who I am. I am the motherfucker in my perfect relationship. Oh, here we go, the puzzle piece. Wonderful. It didn't happen on the other live, so I think that was some sort of weird glitch in the matrix. But yes, any specific person, if you're thinking from a fear-based, illusory perception, what is the belief? What would that have to say about you? You're saying that there's a third party, whoever that applies to, okay? Yeah, because you're saying that there is. And you're going to say, oh no, but you saw pictures, you saw this, or someone told you. Okay, well, it's up to you. You are the Lord and there is none else. So you're going to spiral and think that this is an unfavorable situation? Or are you going to spin it to your favor? You're going to say, you know, that doesn't even matter because there is no problem. There's only the solution, and I'm going to look at the solution until it presents itself to me. This person is already with me. I'm the only one. That's what it is. But what does the underlying belief say about you? Okay, there's a third party. Does that mean that you're not chosen? Does that mean that you don't think that you're worthy of a relationship? Does that mean that you have a story about this particular individual? I don't, you know, only you know what that is. So don't look at anything that's happening in 3D. What is the version of them that you want to show up? Focus only on that and see what belief, which is false, which is why this is crumbling seemingly, right? Because it wants to leave. And that's your signal, like, okay, I can't be thinking like this anymore. I have to step into my knowingness. I'm the Lord and there is none else. How do you know if the belief is fear-based or not? Because knowingness doesn't come with a feeling. Fear-based things come with a feeling. It comes with a constriction, or it might come with like something in your stomach, okay? It's going to be something that makes you viscerally feel uncomfortable. That's how you can tell. Because it's trying to get you to notice it, saying, whoa, 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 stop this. Don't go this path anymore. That's why it feels uncomfortable. It's trying to get you to turn the opposite direction. So if it feels like shit, just, you have to say that this is coming from a fear. How do you ignore the 3D? You don't necessarily need to ignore it. You would just, you look at the 3D in a more favorable way. So for example, I mean, like if you're manifesting money, you know, you're not going to necessarily ignore, like if you had to buy fucking groceries, right? You're not ignoring that. You're just doing what you have to do in the moment. But in your mind, you're saying, okay, you know, I always have more than enough. I'm always provided for. I'm more wealthy than I can imagine. You're saying that in your mind, but you're still doing things in 3D. Like no one is ever going to really fully ignore the 3D just for the fact that we're in vessels, but it's the way that you're looking at it. So you're ignoring it mentally. You're not necessarily ignoring it like physically, okay? That is exactly what it is. Like, you can't escape the 3D. And like, you know, some motherfuckers say, you're welcome. Some motherfuckers say, you know, ego death and, you know, ignoring the 3D entirely. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit, because you can't, the ego is just always going to be there. If the ego is dead, that means that you're no longer in a vessel, because the ego is what's keeping this intact, in my opinion. Okay, So what you want to do is look at the ego not as the enemy, because in the spiritual community, the ego is painted as a fucking enemy, and it's not. It's a tool, just like anything else. Just like unfavorable emotions are not an enemy. Just like thoughts are not an enemy, right? Like they're just there. They're tools to help you. So they can create havoc or they can create wonderful things, but it's really just another tool. So think about it, like your ego does serve you from a third dimensional level, because it's like it'll defend whatever you have going on. So for example, okay, the ego is like a wall protection. So if someone comes up to you and they're like, okay, so what do you do for a living? And you're like, I live. And they're like, what the fuck you mean? Like, wait, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm the Lord and there is none else. What I do for a living is I live. And the motherfucker is like, bitch, you crazy. Now your ego, right, is there. So it's like, I know this motherfucker ain't talking to me. Okay, you know what? I see where they're at. I'm gonna just ignore them. It's like, you see what I'm saying? It's defending that, knowing that you're God, because it's like, this motherfucker is full of shit. We're not even going to pay attention because we already know who the fuck we are. It's defending that positive story. It's not taking it seriously. Okay? Because if the ego wasn't in alignment with that knowing, which is a tool, it's just there to protect things that you have going on in your mind dominantly. If your ego wasn't there, you might have been like, oh no, well, they said that I'm full of shit because I said I am the Lord and there is none else and I live for a living, and oh no, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So the ego is be like, this bitch don't know what the fuck they talking about, just ignore them. You see? So the ego does serve you, but you have to serve yourself first, and you have to train the ego to get it to do what the fuck you want, not just run amok. Do you say that to people sometimes? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What if we do fear it but want it? How do we still get it? Look at the belief. Your fear. That's an interesting question, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. What if you fear it but still want it? Are you talking about your desire? Like, if you want to provide clarity, that'd be excellent. But yeah, I mean, yo, I'm telling you, you start saying that to motherfuckers, they're gonna look at you like, what? And if you didn't have that ego there to be like, okay, yeah, they just don't know what they're, right? Because the ego is separating that person from you. They're saying, well, whatever, they don't agree with that. But you know what? Like, if they're a reflection of you, they're just a reflection of how strong and solid you are in that story, that their comment didn't sway you, right? That's how you look at it. Is anyone else listening to music right now? Because I have this fucking trance song on and I fucking love it. Do you believe we're in a simulation to show us we're the conductors of this reality? I don't know what my thoughts are as to why we're in this simulation. And again, this is just my opinion. This is my belief. This is just what I've seen evidence of and experienced personally. So that's what rolls with me. If you don't think we're in a simulation, I do want to make it clear. This is for me, what makes sense to me. But the reason why we're here, I don't know. And I don't know if anyone can really tell you and be certain of why we're here. Because again, it would come from their belief, what maybe they've experienced or witnessed. Okay, no one cares. They're giving me weird fucking pop-ups here. No one gives a shit. I'm the Lord and there is none else, so fuck off. Okay. But yeah, why we're here, I don't know. The way that I look at it, and the best spin I can say is that it's a video game and we're here to have fun and we're here to live as like God in a fucking, like, kind of like the Sims game. Ooh, my ear is ringing. Ooh, wow. Someone's getting a message tonight. I said, I got the ring when I said the Sims game. I don't know, that's significant. Sims game, someone's getting a message tonight. Okay, boom. I don't know. Or whenever you're watching this later on tonight, I don't know, that's for someone. I don't know who, maybe not for everyone, but yes. So basically, in my opinion, we're here to have fun and to just live as a portion that's tangible, to experience tangible things from our God perspective playing the game. Because now we have the added sensation of like, we can taste things, we can smell things, we can touch things. And it adds like a nice level of experience. Like, oh, do you want to experience physical touch? Like, well, I mean, who are we touching? Because it just depends. But sure, why not? Like, do you know what I mean? So I look at it more as fun, but again, that is just my personal opinion. So I don't know. Please take what resonates with you. Oh, hey from Kuwait. Love you too. Thank you for joining. Do you have to fix self-concept to manifest? That depends on the person. Some individuals might want to work on it because it might benefit them, but some individuals don't. And remember, you're manifesting no matter what. It's like breathing oxygen. You're always doing it. So self-concept, you don't need it to manifest because you're always doing it. Now, if you've noticed that you are not in a great place mentally most of the time, I do suggest working on self-concept. But if things are going very well for you and there's just one or two areas specifically that you're having an issue with, it's likely a belief in that area. It's not your self-concept. And in my opinion, you don't need to work on self-concept if it's already solid. Oh, from Uganda. Hey, thank you so much. You've learned so much. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining. So the more calm we feel with something we affirm, the more knowing. I mean, the feelings really don't matter with affirmations, but if you're just calm when a thought comes to you, that means that it's a very strong belief into a knowing, and it just depends where you're at, okay? But knowing and feeling are, in my opinion, two different things. Like a knowing is just everything. It's just, you know it in like every essence of knowing. And a feeling, okay, yeah, that calms me down. You might not be in the knowing, but it might be closer to the knowing. But you might not know it. You might just be like, okay, this is more neutral. This is better. This is making me feel better. Yes, you're getting closer to the knowingness. But if you're in a pure state, the pure state of knowing, there is no feeling to it. So that's how you can tell that you're kind of spiraling upward to your question. You're manifesting your ex, but then you start becoming attracted to a girl who's the complete opposite. Is that is that a bad thing? Do you not want to be attracted to this person? Like, it's on you. Like, you're the only observer, so maybe your taste shifted. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like one day someone might wake up and not feel like they like coffee anymore. And then they go with a Red Bull in the fucking morning. I don't know. Like, your taste can change, or you can just be at a different now moment and you're like, okay, now I want this. It doesn't really mean anything. You're the assigner of meanings. But if you're attracted to someone else and you want to explore that, I don't see a fucking issue there. You know what I mean? Ooh, you're knitting and listening. Love it. Aw, thank you. Glad you enjoyed the sermon. Thank you for being here. Can you please explain what channeling is and how to do it? Oh, that's an interesting question. I've always channeled, I'm really trying, like, okay, how do I explain it if someone has, okay. In my opinion, everyone has the ability to channel information, right? Because channeling is really just, you receive some information and does it make logical sense? Likely not, but it's just there and you just know it. Again, that core sensation of knowing, which cannot be explained. But channeling is just when you receive information from elsewhere other than your 3D. Okay, so it's just going to be like maybe a sentence or a word or an image or just like a drop of knowing, and then all of a sudden you know something, and then it's just there, and it just happens, and you don't really do anything to allow it to happen, because it's just, there's always a flow. That's why it's called channel, right? It's like a channel. It's like flowing, okay? Like a channel of water, or a channel that's being broadcast on fucking TV, right? It's always on, but you just have to tune into it. So it's not about getting anything to make the channel happen. It's about being open to receive that. So it's always, always, always on. It's always available to you, but you might not be open to receiving that. Maybe you don't believe in channeling, or maybe you're confused to how it works. So things have been sending messages to you, which would be from you, your higher self, whatever, as you are everyone and everything, even the messages that you receive, right? It's you to you. It would be more about you kind of opening yourself up. If there's like an ego block, like, I don't know if I'm channeling, I don't know what this is, oh, where did I get this thought from, right? You just had to say, okay, you know, I'm open to receiving any and all messages that assist and serve me at this time. See what happens. You might get a thought, or you might get like a you might get a smell, like a scent, or you might get like a picture in your mind. So just the only thing I would suggest is be open to receiving it, and you can recite that affirmation that I just said. I'm open to receiving any messages that assist and serve me at this time. Boom. And then when it happens, it can't be explained. It's just something that it's just there. Okay. It came out of nowhere. And you're like, oh, okay, that was it. And then now the more that you get into that, the more you're going to start to see that these things are just coming to you, and then you're aware of it. And then now you're more open because you're allowing that flow. You're not doubting it anymore. And this is also, in my opinion, you know, with inspired action, with manifesting, it's like you are to an extent channeling that information for that inspired action. Because how are you getting that information? I just felt an impulse to do this. That's channeling in a way. Okay, it's channeling. It's just telling you do this, and you did it. Where did that come from? I don't know, but it just happened. That is a form of channeling, in my opinion, as well. So, do you know that you're the queen of this community? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, you've experienced that before? Yeah, so then there you go. You already got it. Like it's a real thing, and just keep yourself open to it. But that's really what channeling is. It's not some big thing that, you know, you need to prepare for. It's just like the information is always there. You're just, you know, open to receiving it or not. And everyone, you know, has the ability to channel, because you're always doing it. It's like always available to you. All the channels on the TV are available to you. Does that mean you're watching them? No, but they're there. It's like constant. Mm-hmm. What is everyone drinking? What is everyone drinking and listening to? I think I asked what everyone was listening to, but I don't know if anyone else has music. Does anyone else always have to have like a million things going on? Because I like having a million things going on. I like having music. I like having TV. I like having fans. I like having AC. I like having like multiple drinks, because that's how I roll. But I don't know if anyone else is like that. So, what else can I address here? Let's see. I usually have fun things in my notes. Oh my god. Yo, Y2K ass crack. What is up? Real Housewives of Potomac? Oh shit. Yo, that's fucking lit. How is it? I haven't seen that one. I don't think I've watched The Real Housewives in like a long time. I used to watch I was watching the Beverly Hills and I was watching the Jersey ones. You can't fall. Thank you, Court. You can't fall asleep unless there's background noise on your phone. Yo, I love it. I love always some like background shit going on. I always sleep with rain sounds. I always sleep with rain sounds. Wait, there's one in Utah? Are you serious? I did not know that there's a Real Housewives of Utah. I had no clue. Like, that's how out of pop culture I am. That's what, like, whenever anyone asks me, like, do you know that song or do you know that artist? I'm like, who? Because that's how much I pay attention. That's how much I live in my fucking mind. Like, I'm clueless with, like, anything that's going on in the fucking pop culture, the world, or anything like that. So wild. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Let's see if there's any interesting notes that I have here. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. What, are you serious? Salt Lake City? I have to fucking see this. I'm gonna put it in my history here so I don't remember. Salt Lake City Housewives. Oh my god, I did not even know that this existed. What? Oh, this is so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna leave this up here so I look into it. Yo, I've been to Salt Lake City actually. It's like so clean and quiet. Like it's super, I mean, I was there for like, I don't know, a few hours. It's like super, like I couldn't get over how clean it was. I was like, oh my God. Is that that's the capital of Utah or some shit? I don't fucking know. But, I guess that's their major city, but I couldn't get over how clean it was. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what the fuck? I have not, Vancouver, no. I have not been to Vancouver. It looks beautiful though. It looks super beautiful, especially that place, the Vancouver Island. It looks super beautiful. But the places I've been to in Canada are Montreal and Toronto and Niagara Falls. Of course, Niagara Falls. I haven't been to any of the west side of the west side of Canada. Whee! What are some things you manifested that I thought were hard to manifest? I don't probably like relationships. Like because I mean relationships open up a whole can of fucking worms where it's like wow, because that individual is literally like they're in your face reflecting you and it's like oh shit, and you have to kind of be like whoa, this is me. So hard in the sense where I said oh damn, I had all that shit going on, oh shit. But yes, I have manifested relationships which I thought were hard because for me the way that I view it, like for me body manifestations and health to me are the easiest, aside from things you don't really care for, like a parking spot or a cup of coffee or like a little thing, whatever. For me the body has always been the easiest because I'm thinking of it from, and this is my perspective, that like logically your body is the closest thing to you, right? It's always with you. So it would, in the way that I view it, perform the fastest just because it's there. And the hardest I always thought were can't I fucking talk? Were relationships because it seems from the ego perspective that this individual has free will. But the more that I got into manifestation, I was like, oh no, they're me. Goddamn. And I would think it's hard because it's like, okay, it seems like they're doing things on their own. They're not an inanimate object where you can pick them up. Well, I mean, I guess you can pick up certain motherfuckers and place them some places. I don't fucking know. But relationships for me that I've manifested that I thought were hard came to really exactly what I told you guys in the beginning of this video. And that is how I can speak on it, because I have seen, just like I told you about the fucking monkey, it's walking on all fours and it's like a homunculus, whatever, then it's a human. That has been my evolution with relationships, and I have seen it and I'm like, whoa. So every relationship, even before I knew that I was consciously manifesting, they were me. So I had to go in and calibrate myself, which to me was harder than calibrating anything else. Like with body shit, I'm like, well, this is my body, right? Because it's sort of something that I can say I claim possession over, even though you can say you claim possession over someone you're in a relationship with. I mean, I fucking do. But, you know, if I'm saying that, that means motherfucker down with it. So whatever. That's my possession. But the hardest thing was looking at myself. And that's why I found relationship the hardest. Because you would think it's coming from the outside, just the way that like someone can interact that has a sentience. But it's really you as well. Do you think bone change is possible, or looking more masculine? Anything is possible. The question is, do you think it's possible? Because I'm gonna sit here and tell you anything is possible, but if you're too immersed in a story that you don't think it's possible, then likely you want to work on that belief, just knowing that it is possible and then taking it from there. But for anything with physical effort, you're not going to look at it the way that it is. Just like with anything else, you're going to look at it the way that you want it to be. Like, that's all you need to do. You, for any area of your life that you're manifesting, you're not looking the way that things are. You're looking at your perception of the thing, and then you're finding the better perception of that thing for you. People's before and after. I mean, if someone is manifesting physical change, they're definitely doing it, but it's the same like any other manifestation, before and after. Whatever you want to change about yourself, you're going to start just saying it. Okay. So you're not going to focus on the perceived thing that you want to change. You're going to look at it as already being changed, or you could picture it and say it, but you're not going to complain about the thing, and you're not going to look at the thing as a problem. You're going to look at it as the way that you want it to be. Like, really, manifestation, like conscious reality creation, once you know about it, it's just like you're fucking gaslighting yourself. It's like you're constantly gaslighting yourself. Oh yeah, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. And it might sound crazy until, you start experiencing it in your 3D, and then you're like, whoa, I did that, didn't I? And you did it by thought alone. It's also possible to manifest to lose weight if you eat a bunch of junk food. Why would you call any food junk? See, so that's already a derogatory term, which I wouldn't use, because I mean, I snack on Nutella cookies and ice cream and, sugar coffee, and I don't call none of that junk. I say I enjoy it, and it's serving me and it's serving my vessel very, very well. So you got to stop calling it junk food, and whatever you want your ideal body to look like, you're going to start saying that. If it's a certain weight, you're going to say that weight. If it's a certain physique, you're going to say that physique. And you're just going to go with it. Because, I mean, for me, with my, like, and this is, to kind of piggyback off of what I said with, like, your beliefs will turn into knowings, and this is your ideal. So with my body, just health and the way that it looks, I'm at my ideal. Okay. So I don't even think I'm eating junk food. And and this is where the ego kicks in, right? Because I eat whatever the fuck. I have Nutella cookies for fucking breakfast. Motherfuckers, that's what you eat? Like, yeah. Like, I have a cheesecake. I have fucking wine. I fucking, I do whatever, right? Motherfucker, oh, that's not good for you. Who says, bitch, you or me? Because only I say what's good for me. And that's where the ego is coming in to be like, no. I do things my way because it's my fucking physical vessel and nothing is bad for me if I say it isn't. So, number one, that's it. Nothing is bad for you. Everything that you do is good for you. Everything that you want to ingest is good for you. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, okay? You can say everything is good for you. But my ideal body, I don't fucking do anything. I literally do not do anything because that's how in alignment I am with my ideal body. And my ideal body, maybe it's not ideal for anyone else, but it's ideal for me. And what I do is I look at my fucking body. I fucking go in front of the mirror ass naked and I'm like, damn, I'm the shit to me because I look the way that I want. So how do you want to look? Picture yourself as that, okay? Because I think I said this story one time before, but when I was manifesting, I don't want to say manifesting because this is before I knew about like conscious reality creation, but my first set of these guys here, right? Before I even had that, before I even knew about manifesting, I wanted that fixed, okay? Not fixed because, I did kind of perceive, not that anything was wrong with me, but I wanted like an upgrade. So what I would do, I would pad myself up to my fucking desired size and I would look in the mirror and I would dance around. I'd be like, damn, I love my titties. My titties are so big. Oh, they're so big. They're so perfect. Oh yeah, right? Right? Because, and it was fucking socks, bro. Like the stereotypical you pad in your bra. Yeah, it was a fucking double layer from Victoria's Secret bra with like super padding. And then I put socks in because that was my ideal. And I just would look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, damn, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. That's all I fucking did. Boom. What happened? I manifested getting the fucking surgery, the very first surgery I had when I was 19. Where did the money come from? Out of fucking thin air, but I fucking did it, okay? Because all of that fucking aligned. How did the surgery go? Smooth, better than I expected, because I looked into how the surgery is performed, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna heal from this, right? And someone's gonna say, oh, wait, couldn't you have manifested natural big titties? I ain't want no natural big fucking titties. I like my silicone gel titties. And I wanted them to be big and cartoonish and silicone looking. That was always the image that I held in my mind. And that's what I fucking got. So I looked into how the surgery is performed, where they're going to put the incision, what happens. And I was like, okay, so I imagined before I knew about manifestation, I imagined the incision and the implant already in there. I imagined it already healed before I even fucking went to go do it. Because I looked at the procedure and I said, okay, this is what's going to happen. Okay, it's already healed. Boom. I went in. So what I did there, like, I manifested, but I didn't know I was manifesting it. All I did was fucking dance around with socks in my fucking bra, look at this procedure, say, okay, it's already healed. And I didn't know about manifesting. I didn't affirm, yeah, I have really big titties. No, I had fun with it. And I expected it. Okay, I expected. I made a decision. I said, I'm getting my big fake silicone titties. And I fucking did. Since I made the decision, I remember it was less than 3 months. I know that. Bro, I'm 19. Okay, 19 at this time, not knowing anything about manifestation. Where was the money coming from? I don't fucking know, but boom, it fucking appeared. Called the surgeon, boom, went for the consult. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is what we're gonna do. Boom. It was like a fucking party. I remember when I fucking, like, after, because when you get that fucking propofol, oh my god, man, they need to make that into a thing that I could take on the regular, because that shit, man, that shit feels so good. Ooh, talk about God state. I mean, if you want to induce the God state, you get you some fucking, the anesthetic right before you go under. You're like, woo, for like that 3 seconds and you out. I woke up from my surgery, bro. There was like mad friends up in there because they were like, oh my God, like you did it. Because I kept saying, even before I got my fucking titties, I kept telling my friends, I was like, I'm getting my titties. They're like, with what money? They're like, how are you going to do that? Like, no, you're too shook to go through with that. Whatever the fucking motherfuckers want to say. I'm like, I'm getting my titties. I didn't say I have my titties. I said I'm getting my titties, which again, it explains that you don't need to fucking say it really. And I already have it. I mean, I would advise saying it that way, but you don't need to. Just as long as you're not contradicting it. There was nothing that was standing in my way of me and my fucking silicone titties. There was nothing because I made the decision. So anything after that, it was okay. It was just for fun. Okay. So that's what I said. And then I fucking got them. And then motherfuckers party in the fucking surgery center because all my friends fucking came to fucking, they're like, wow, like you did it. Like they're more in shock. And I'm loopy. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, how big do they look? Oh my God. Yeah. Fuck you. No one. Yeah. Visibility. Visibility is restricted because I got my big silicone joints that I manifested. Okay, cool, no problem. I'm showing off my manifestation. Okay, so that's number one with my fucking big fake titties. So number two with my body, okay? I always had this obsession with being skinny and not doing anything, okay? Whatever. I'm lazy as fuck. I do go to the gym probably every day, but what I do on the gym, I walk on the fucking treadmill. I walk. I don't even run, bro. That shit don't ever get past like 3 on the fucking miles per hour because I just walk. I bring my snacks. Sometimes I bring my coffee. I have my headphones. I have my TikTok on. I walk. That's all I fucking do. But I enjoy it. I don't do it because I'm like, oh, I got to get to the gym today. No, I'm like, I want to go to the gym because I have fun. I zone out. I think about other shit that I'm manifesting while I'm on the fucking treadmill and eating my snacks. I don't do shit. I don't lift no fucking weights. But what I say, I'm skinny. I have an hourglass figure. My body has natural muscle tone. I lose weight easily. I gain muscle fast. And I've said that for years. Because I'm lazy as fuck. So I know I don't want to be at the gym fucking working out. The fuck? I'm gonna lift weights? Fuck no. Not me. I mean, if you into that, you into that. So then what happened? That's just what I do. But if I don't go to the gym or if I eat something, I'm not thinking anything because my identity, and that's why I said you shift into the knowing. I already know that I have this body. I already know that my body is perfectly healthy. I already know that no matter what I ingest is good for me. Doesn't fucking matter because I have that identity already. So I don't call anything junk food. Someone else might, but then I'm okay, well, it's junk to you. Just like Abdullah said to Neville, like when he was drinking, he was having ice cream and fucking, I don't know what he had. I think, what was it? Brandy? Whatever. I don't fucking know. Don't quote me. And then Neville's like, oh my God, how can you eat all that? And he's like, well, I could, but you can't because you don't believe that you can. So that's what I do. I don't fucking diet. I eat what the fuck I want, whenever I want. I go to the gym because I want to, because it makes me feel good, but I don't exert myself. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you have this thing, I don't know where I started talking about all this shit, but I mean, people have sometimes asked me for like body image stuff. So maybe this will go into I'll clip it and put on a TikTok video. But that's how I manifested my ideal body. I had fun with it. I just said, this is what my body type is. I didn't contradict it. This is before I even knew what conscious manifesting was. And my body has been this way since I was like a teenager. Okay. I mean, early teenager, I didn't have these guys, but whatever. Okay. It morphs over time. You know what I mean? Like you upgrade things, right? So I've had my ideal body for such a long time that at the point where I maybe didn't, I was already one step beyond, and I was like, well, I already have my titties. This is already the way it is. This is what it is. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. And then now it just is, and I don't think about it. It's like on autopilot. It's like, so that belief is so on autopilot that it turns into a knowing. So my God state is there. My ego is defending that story. This is why when someone tells me, oh, you having Nutella cookies for fucking breakfast. You having fucking macaroons for fucking breakfast. Yeah, bitch. And what? What you gonna do? Nothing. Oh, you drink. Oh, no fucking shit I drink. Oh, but you got the Yeah, and so what? What you gonna do about it? Nothing. And my ego, because it's a knowingness, right? My ego is there to defend that. It's saying, well, this is what we know, so like that's them. It's separating. It's not saying, well, that's you, and they're trying to tell you this because no. It's like, well, that's their belief, and they're having their own experience, and that showed up to just show you how solid you are in your belief that you create your own reality and you already know yourself, and this individual has an opinion, but you don't care because that's who you are. You don't care about others' opinions. So they're still reflecting me, but they're reflecting me in a way where I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I have found body shit the easiest, and I told you why, because it's the closest thing to me. Body, the way it looks, body, the way it performs, it is the closest fucking thing to me. So my belief is that it's easily controllable. Whereas like a person, another person, yes, it's easily controllable in the same way, but my belief for a very long time was, oh no, they're doing something because they want to do it, or this happened or that happened, and it's the same fucking principle. A person is as easy to control as my body. You just go with what you want. You have fun with it. But a lot of times another motherfucker can be very triggering just because you might be in your feelings for them and shit like that. You might be, and then oh no, what? Okay, then are you going to go with the story that serves you or the story that doesn't serve you? It's the same thing, but have fun with it. Because come to think of the things that I've manifested, really, even before I knew about manifestation, I didn't go hard on it. I was like, okay, like, yeah, this is what it is. Or I would daydream about it before I go to sleep. I was doing sats before I even knew sats was a thing. I was just doing that naturally. I think about different things, and then they would come true. I'm like, oh shit, either that or I just made a decision. I'm like, this is my next experience. I didn't derail it. But then I'm gonna tell you, okay, I'm gonna tell you, just because I personally dealt with this. Maybe some of you had, or maybe some of you have not. I don't know. Don't call yourself lazy, baby. You're just effortless. See, thank you so much. I like that. Effortless. That's true. Yeah. I mean, whatever. For me, I don't see lazy as like derogatory to me, but do I want to like do a lot of physical effort? No. So we'll just say effortless. That's a good one. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. 02. Or is that an O2? Wait, that's like some molecule, isn't it? I think that's a molecule. I'm not sure if that's what your username signifies, but isn't O2 something? It means something. I don't know. I'm a scientist, so. So that's where, the issue can come in, because a person is there and they look like they're separate from you, but they're really not. Okay, so even before conscious reality creation came into my mind, of course I was doing it, you were doing it, but I was doing it in a way where I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of went with it. So if I was having a visual or a daydream, I just went with it. Okay, and then the thing would happen, and I just, at that point, the only thing that I knew was like, oh, okay, it's oxygen. Okay. Thank you for the clarity there. I appreciate that. So I was doing it naturally, and then even with people, right? Like I would start thinking about whatever, like daydream about like dudes I had a crush on in high school or some shit, and then it'd be weird because they would like ask me out, and I'd be like, wait, I was just thinking, like, and so I knew there was something to it, but I was like, oh, I'm psychic. I probably sensed he was going to ask me out, but it's really, I wasn't doing anything. I was just thinking about a scene where we were out or some shit, and then he had to ask me out because I was thinking of it. Do you see what I'm saying? And it works both ways. If you're having fear-based thoughts about the individual, then, that shit could play out too. But it looks like it's coming from them, because from their awareness, it is, because the way that they're interpreting different things, but it's really coming from you, because remember, you're like kind of suggesting, right? It's like a suggestion, like, oh, here. And then they start, like, the more the suggestion is them, the more they're going to be like, ooh, like, let me act on this, because now they're you, so they can't deflect any thoughts that you're sending to them. So they're just kind of like, okay, like, let me just do this, you know. You've been watching my videos for years and I'm honestly making the world a better place. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us this evening or morning or middle of the night or afternoon. I don't know where you're at, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm just going to do one more question. I'm going to hop off here because I feel like I was talking about my titties for way too long, but I don't know. That's how I manifested my ideal body. I just had fun with it. So all of you can do that. How did you discover all this? What's the beginning story that brought you to this? There's no beginning story. It's just, this is what it is. Like, I started, you know, seeing different things when I, like, going back years from childhood. Like, I would think about something, it would appear, or I just knew something, and then I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen, and then it did. So I always knew there was something there. I just couldn't articulate what the fuck it was until, like, I studied it. But, you know, everyone is always doing it. That's what I'm telling you guys. You guys are always doing this, okay? And you're doing it from a place that serves you, and you're doing it also from a place that doesn't serve you. So now that you have this knowledge where you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm actually creating my experience based off of what I'm thinking. You now have the tool to say, okay, if I created this, I can also flip the script at any time, because you're always doing that. You know what I mean? Oh, you're from Oman? Is that how you pronounce it, Oman? Whoa, oh my God, 4 a.m. Damn. Ooh. You were the same way. Yeah, like, all of us are like this. You know, we all have this ability. That's why everyone is manifesting, but it's just that, you know, we're not taught that we're manifesting this. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm going to hop off here because I don't want it to be, like, super long for the YouTube video to upload. What are your faves on here? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I will, you know, I'll be posting this on YouTube. Thank you all for joining, for the likes and the comments and the conversations. Thank you for being here, Sherry baby. Thank you, Mars. Thank you guys for joining. And this will be on YouTube at a certain future now moment in time. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are at. Everything that you want is already done. And just keep saying it's already done, no matter what the 3D is telling you. This will be on YouTube. Talk to you later. Bye.